What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some of the current data points, latest and updates, and everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So NIO is up 0.43% during the pre-market, successfully getting above a key resistance level. So I'll go over that near the end of the video. But ultimately, during the pre-market, we are seeing very low volume. So once the market does open, anticipate a lot of volatility. But then again, I'm sure NIO investors already kind of know that. But when it comes to the macro data points, we did just have balance of trade Wednesday evening, came in at 98.2 billion, forecast of 117. Prior to this data point, things were actually looking good and really moving higher. So this appears to be a one-off, but if there is two consecutive reporting of this kind of move lower, then this is where you could see some chatter about stimulus. So indirectly, that could really stand to benefit NIO. And even for this one data point, I don't think it's a good reason to kind of sell Chinese stocks or anything to panic over, in my opinion, of course. One thing that is really moving the market today is this. So Trump eyes 100% chip tariffs, offers exemption for US manufacturing. Directly, this doesn't benefit or affect NIO because NIO's in-house chips won't be shipped to the States, and nor are they going to move the manufacturing to the States. So again, for directly, this won't really kind of affect NIO, but indirectly, this could really benefit NIO because a lot of companies moving over to the States for manufacturing, that will result in higher costs for them. So just based on the price structure, NIO might be seen as a little bit more advantageous. So again, indirectly, this could really benefit NIO. So let me know your viewpoint on that in the comments below. I feel like a lot of people aren't really seeing that type of angle, because if so, NIO would be up a little bit more than what it is during the pre-market. But aside from that though, this is the only other news that I think is worthwhile to bring up that I haven't mentioned in a previous video, but NIO Power partners with Jiangsu Financial Leasing to build 100 integrated charging and battery swap stations. So pretty good stuff. Is this a reason to buy NIO? Not really at all. Is it a reason to sell? Not really either. So it's just more of a good FYI. But as far as shorts, they are increasing 19,000 shares during the pre-market. So not really doing all that much. 12.16% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 187.57 million shares overall are being shorted. So again, shorts not really doing all that much, does match with the overall lower volume, but shorts have been very active recently. So doubling down from the recent lows of 10% to where it is now at that 12.16. So anticipate them to be fairly volatile as per usual. Coming from a option standpoint, the bulls feel like there will be a good chance that it'll get to that $5 range by the end of this week. And then the bears are anticipating for it to be sub 450. So with us at 464 during the pre-market, there's a little bit more upside anticipated. Right now, I guess with it now at 463, trading between this pivot and this S1. So 461 is going to be that key support. You really want to watch for that to hold. And then 484 being that next strong target / resistance. And then aside from that, 447 and then 424 will be the following support levels. Aside from all that though, on the actual chart, it is still right now during the pre-market at least below the ALMA. So ALMA is sitting at 470. So that does signal that it still wants to consolidate despite being green during the pre-market. So 470 is going to be that key point and trend changer, at least in the short term, that you want to watch for. And then 428 will be that 200-day moving average, which I don't see that being touched whatsoever today. And then aside from that, stochastic RSI, very oversold. So if there's a good piece of news, or let's say big money actually does realize that that whole chip tariff is beneficial to NIO indirectly, then you could see a certain level of buying. But as far as right now, I think NIO is just trying to find a certain level of buyers. And that's not just NIO, that's happening across the board. We're seeing extremely low volume. So it does signal that big money is waiting for something, that they're not really feeling committed to jump back into equities. They don't want to FOMO in. So I think this is why we've seen a lot of increased volatility with a lot of stocks, and even more so with NIO. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Give yourself a shout out if you've been buying, if you've been selling. What's your viewpoint on this? So the chip tariffs, do you think that NIO is actually going to benefit from this? Or do you think that none of this is going to come to fruition? Because nothing's concrete right now. It's just talking about it. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. Hopefully everyone has a good day. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.